Hey, welcome to another live broadcast. It is Wednesday evening. Welcome to everyone who is jumping on the live broadcast, as well as those of you who catch us either later this evening or tomorrow morning. We appreciate you being here at either time. My name is Diane, and for the last 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And we have been doing that here in this community via the lifestyle that we are creating through intermittent fasting. Tonight, we are going to talk more specifically about feasting and why it is that we tend to feast during times of stress. And I know right now, here in the United States, we're going through a very stressful time with everything that is going on with Hurricane Harvey, and our friends down south here in Texas, I know, are suffering greatly with everything that they are dealing with in regards to the hurricane and the horrible rains and the flooding that is going on there. And we have had several women reach out to us and share with us, that they have been going through some very stressful times and have been noticing that they have been feasting, or what is more commonly referred to as stress eating. And I know most women deal with this sort of aspect of stress and using food as sort of a coping mechanism, or probably more accurately, a way to sort of just take our mind off of whatever it is that we're stressed out about, and then we end up turning or relying on food to sort of soothe some of those feelings that we're having. And I know right now there are a lot of women who are feeling very out of control, feeling very hopeless, whether you're directly or indirectly affected with what's going on right now. It's a very stressful time. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what stress eating is, and then I'm going to offer some suggestions of what you can do, or we can do as a whole, to kind of help get us out of that situation if that's where we are finding ourselves, or maybe you're not directly or indirectly affected by what's going on in here in Texas, but you find that you can be a stressful eater as well. So stress eating is basically mindless eating. Stress or emotional eating really has nothing to do with true physical hunger or nutritional need. It is really just something that happens when your mind is preoccupied and you're not thinking about what it is that you are actually doing with food. So you're feeding or quieting feelings that you have, and are using food to do it. Now, the dangerous part of stress eating is that you really never get the satisfaction of fullness. So you never get those hormonal emotional triggers that you're satisfied nutritionally and give you the signal that you can stop eating. So stress or emotional eating has that danger of you really getting yourself into a situation of overeating. Another trigger or thing that's associated with stress and emotional eating is that it is all mental and emotional, and it has nothing to do with your actual stomach or the need to fill it. And so all you're really filling is whatever emotional void you're going through. And these feelings are very real, they're very genuine, and they can feel very overpowering of what you might even know to be common sense about food and nutrition. And so they can be even more powerful than what we know to be good for ourselves. Another thing about emotional hunger that we often have to deal with is the regret and guilt and remorse that we have after. So we have really good intentions about what we do on a daily basis with our nutrition. An emotional or stressful situation hits, we mindlessly go into a situation where we overeat because we don't get the emotional or the hormonal signals that we're satisfied and we can stop. And then when that bout of stress or the event of stress that causes us to be emotional eaters goes away, and then we're left with this feeling of guilt and regret and remorse, and probably a bunch of extra pounds that we didn't plan on putting on our body. And so there's a lot of really negative end results with being in a situation where you're stress eating or emotional eating. And it's always the after fact part of it that really hits us like a brick. And sometimes if you can't get yourself out of that guilt, regret, and remorse, then what happens is you tend to stay in that emotional eating sort of episode. And then that's when things kind of just start going downhill and it's really hard to recover from. So in this particular situation, with everything that we have going on with the weather in the south of Texas, and now I know it's moving across the east coast here in the south, or down toward the east here in the south, I want to give you guys some suggestions or maybe a little bit of advice of what you can do to keep your mind active and preoccupied if you are indirectly associated with the current situations going on down in the Houston area. And maybe you can do some things proactively that can make you feel less stressed about the situation and a little bit more empowered. So if you're sidelining or just kind of watching the devastation that's going on and you're feeling really stressed out and you're feeling like you are becoming a stressful or an emotional eater because of that, maybe it's because you're feeling hopeless and you just don't know what to do. So some things that you can do to get yourself out of that hopelessness feeling is do a little research on the internet or maybe contact some organizations in the area in which you live and see if there are some relief efforts that are organizing. Maybe there's some food pantries or some shelters that are collecting clothes. I know even some grocery stores are doing some things to kind of gather supplies and get them shipped down to the areas that are affected. And maybe you can volunteer at one of those places, and instead of being inactive and feeling hopeless, you can put some of that energy and mindfulness into participating through some volunteerism. Another great thing that we can do, and I know that there's a lot of power in this, a very simple activity, and everyone can do it from just about anywhere, is pray. Get your mind into some nice, deep, solid prayer sessions, and get your mind in a place where you can feel like you're doing something hopeful and productive and powerful. And that could be another thing that you can do to sort of just get your mind off of mindless things and really get it focused on some productive and positive things. Some other things that you could do would be maybe just go through your home and see if there's some things that you can get donated maybe to the Red Cross. I'm not really sure. I haven't done the research on this yet with the Red Cross, but maybe there's some blankets or something you could take down, or some coats, or maybe just make a donation somewhere through some things that you have going on in your house that maybe you no longer need, that can make you feel like you're doing something positive. So oftentimes when we're stuck in situations where we're feasting in a stressful situation, it's just due to inactivity and feeling like we are powerless or hopeless. And so see if you can put yourself in a position where you become active and have some things that you can do that will make you feel a little bit more empowered. Maybe organize a GoFundMe account, maybe do some stuff on social media where you can organize a group of people who might be able to get together to do some help, or I don't know. This is kind of that time where it'd be really good to kind of use your imagination and see if there's something that you can organize to do some positive things just to make some things happen. If you're directly affected by one of these situations and you feel like you're in that situation where you're feeling hopeless and powerless and you find yourself in a stress eating and like a mindless emotional eating episode, again, there are some very positive things that you can do. If you are mobile and you're healthy and you're not physically affected in any way outside of the devastation that I'm sure a lot of people are feeling with losing their house and some of their personal belongings and stuff, maybe there's something that you can do to help some other people, maybe in and around a place where you've been maybe relocated to, or some things that you can do to just make other people feel better. Oftentimes when we're down and out and we do that, that reach out with a hand or we do something to help someone else, then we can change the emotional state that we are in and really change all the hormones and emotions that are going through our own body and turn something that feels really negative into something positive, even if it's just for a temporary moment of time. And you're just going to change the state of mind that you're in and change your emotional state. We have to remember that these times of mindless feasting and stressful eating really do cause a lot of damage on the other side when you're out of that situation. And so we want to make sure, especially for the people down in areas where they're being affected by something as devastating as what just happened here in Texas, that you want to make sure that you stay healthy and strong. And oftentimes emotional eating causes just an additional layer of stress in an already stressful situation that can really break your body down. And now's a time where you have to be physically strong. So consider that as well when you're in those situations where you're feeding an emptiness or a stress, which is totally legit. So we're not trying to downplay the stressful situation that it is. All we're trying to do is just offer some suggestions so that when you come out of a stressful situation, that you end up on the better side of it than in a situation that you might find yourself in a worse position. So I hope this helps. I know there have been a lot of women who have been reaching out to us sort of asking for help on what to do because they found themselves in this situation. And I know it is a very real thing, but there are little things that we can do by changing habits or changing sceneries or just changing our own mindset and putting some action into play that just change the course of our day, create a positive feeling inside of us and a feeling of empowerment and a feeling of doing something to create some change or some good. If it's not for yourself, maybe for someone else. And that could really help change the situation that you're in, even if it seems like it's a really bad one at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome anyone who's here. If you are from the area in Houston or anywhere currently where you are suffering either directly or indirectly from what's going on, definitely feel free to comment and let us know that you're here so that we can acknowledge you. And then at the end of tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to make an announcement. So hang out to the end and I'll let you guys know what we're going to do here from our end. Okay, so I'm going to go by here on Facebook really quickly. Kara's here, Margaret's here, Michael's here, Beatrice, hello from California. Joy, good evening. Aisha's here, Jessica's here, Nancy, welcome. Carla, Beatrice, this topic hit home today. I'm definitely a stress eater. Yeah, you got to watch that. Becky, I'm enrolled in the September 2nd class. Can't wait. Oh, I can't wait either. Sybil, nice to see you. Tina, great to have you. Susie, yeah, prayers for Texas for sure. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Mary, I think everyone needs to hear this. All of us go through stressful times, and it would be great to have the tools to use while fasting. Praying for all of those in the path. Yes, totally. And remember, fasting is a healing state. So the best thing you can do under times of stress is fast, not feast, because that will allow your body to do its job and keep you strong and healthy through the healing process that fasting provides while you're going through a stressful time. So if you can at all, exercise your fasting opportunities and see if you can kind of keep those feasting under control. Yvonne, yeah, we need to do the same thing. Volunteer and donate more. Gina, thanks for checking in. Susan, during the height of the storm, I was extremely fearful and stressed. During the period of time, my eating was out of control. Now that the fear has passed, I feel I have control of my life again. Awesome. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Maggie, I know Maggie was definitely affected. You're, I think, from Sugar Land, right? Carolyn, good evening. Doreen, welcome. Hello, I definitely stress eat. Me too. I've definitely had my times of stress eating, and it's not good when you come out the other end. So I've learned. Christine, good morning. Thursday from Australia. Stay strong, my team. Texas, prayers for peace in time of turmoil. Yes, thank you so much for your prayers. Sharon, you're welcome. Elaine, glad to have you here. Kathleen, hello. Patricia, hello. Jeanette, my goodness, yes. I'm with you all. Live my third, 24. Okay, good. Thank you. Susan, hello. Lorraine, hello from Chicago. Tori from San Antonio. How's San Antonio? I think you guys got a lot of rain down there. Kathy from England, welcome. What are you doing up at 3 a.m., Kathy? Jenny, good evening. Sending prayers from NS to everyone impacted by Harvey. Yeah, thank you. Down from Connecticut, sending love. Oh, thank you. Kathy, prayers for Houston. Good evening from Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, are you guys getting pummeled by the storm now? Sorry I missed the first couple minutes. Why do I stress eat when I'm tired as well as stressed? It's mindless eating. So you're kind of just taking your mind off whatever situation you have going on. Okay, so just the rain, but stop now. Okay, cool. Hope you guys stay safe down there. What we have decided to do here at the Parham household, in an effort to help our friends in South Texas. We're going to start this on Friday, so this will run the entire month of September. For every woman that joins our course in the month of September, we will be donating $30 to the American Red Cross. And we picked the American Red Cross just because that's the organization that I am most familiar with, and I feel like the most... I don't know, I guess confident with donating there. So we have that set in place. That will start on Friday, and we're starting it on Friday, so it'll run the entire month of September. So we're hoping to be able to donate a nice sum of cash to the American Red Cross. We'll make the announcement on the 1st of October. So that will include all of the basic intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course and our alumni course members. And we have a course starting on September 30th. So we are hoping for a huge enrollment for that course toward the end of the month. So all of that will be included as well. So we as a family have decided that that is something that we really want to do. And we hope that that will help anyone who is in need in the Houston area. We know it'll be a drop in the bucket as far as what it's going to take to get people back in their homes and clothed and fed and everything that they need to get their lives back in order. But we felt like it would be at least a nice contribution that we can add to the pile that we hope other people are donating to as well. So if you've already been in the course and you would like to make a donation, we will also have an account set up that if you'd like to donate, and you would like to facilitate it through us and have us handle it for you, we have no problem doing that. Just reach out to us via email at dianeparhamfitness@gmail.com, and we will get you the information of where you can make your donation, and then we'll make sure you are included as part of that effort as well. So that will officially start on September 1st and will run the entire month of September, and then we will make our donation to the American Red Cross the very first week of October. We know that there will be months and months and months of efforts to get Houston and the surrounding areas rebuilt, and so we know that no matter when we make that contribution, that it will go to good use. So again, for the month of September, anyone who joins our course, whether it's the first course or our alumni course, we will be donating $30 per registration to the American Red Cross for the efforts that will be going on in the Houston area in regards to rebuilding and helping the victims that have been affected by what was going on with the storm. So, and then again, if you would like to make an additional donation, if you've already taken the course, please contact us and we will make every effort to make sure that you're part of what we're doing as a collaboration of women, helping other women and other families, and we will make sure that you get recognized as well. So I hope this is helping any woman who is feeling stressed out and is doing what we all tend to do very easily and mindlessly, and that is turn to food to help ease our stress. Remember, on the other side of a stressful situation, we just end up feeling worse about whatever it is we did because the regret and the guilt and the remorse sets in, along with usually an extra couple pounds. And then if you're not really aware of what you just did, you can find yourself in a much worse situation than you ever were when you started. So reach out for some support if you need it. If you're part of this community, we are always here to help you. And if you feel like you just need to do something to ease whatever it is that you're feeling stressful about, make sure you reach out to organizations who are putting out some efforts to help in stressful situations. American Red Cross is great, maybe some of your local shelters or any churches or local organizations who are putting together relief efforts to collect food or clothing or anything that they're putting together to send down to the Houston area. That will get your mind off the stressfulness and will make you feel empowered because you're going to be doing your part to do something good to help someone else. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. I will see you back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're joining me on the rebroadcast, thank you so much for popping in. Always feel free to leave me a comment. I go back and review all comments, and I will make sure that I leave you a message and let you know that I saw that you were here. Have a good night, you guys.